receipt show returns.
Process requires inspection approval before occupancy. We verify structural integrity, electrical systems, and all fire protections first.
And until that sign-off, no one can move in?
Correct. Safety comes before schedule.
How long does it usually take?
Depending on the complexity, anywhere from a few days to a couple of weeks. We don't compromise standards.
Still, without that certificate, the building cannot legally open.
Did someone give you a heads up?
I can't answer that.
Was this a warning?
You tell me.
Slick tonight. Good thing I'm wearing the quiet shoes. The city never sleeps. Just hides things in the puddles. Huh. That's my signal. They want the truth? I'm on my way.
Pull up, team! Assemble!
Where it all comes together. Every receipt, every message, every dollar. Each one a point on the line. Watch how they connect. Follow the money and the picture clears. And at the end of the trail, that's the truth.
Receipt pulled. Breaking it down. Evidence loaded. Now we know. Let's pull up, team.
They love to talk. I move on proof. Show me the receipts. The squad behind me, we fact check everything. No cap, just facts. Pull up.
Time to clear the air.
Your truth is just noise.
And listen close. We got the receipts.
That won't save you.
Truth versus deception, and we don't lose.
Team, time to end this. Truth Stream Pod!
Being locked.
Let's shut him down. Take this! He's freaking apart! Receipts don't lie.
First tell one story. A seat like this tells another. It's not just gold and weight. It's decisions. Every word counts up here.
Your receipt leaves a mark. Every document has a fingerprint. Follow the numbers long enough, and the story writes itself. The trail doesn't lie.
Stay tight.
Truth data, fire! Launch it!
Pull up, team! The city's ours tonight! Yeah! Look at him roll! Let it go, baby! Victory!
Bar just hit 100. Hold steady. Here comes the truth.
Truth incoming.
Clearing up. Step in.
Identity confirmed.
That's our guy. We pulled the curtain tonight.
That's the link.
Bank trail locked. Receipts flagged.
Here we go.
The breakdown begins.
Corruption sequence initiated. Not today.
Right, truth data 4.
Pull up, team, go! Feel the truth!
Truth counterattack activated. The last receipt. Truth over everything. Case closed. Truth
queen.
Peace, peace. It's your boy KKC, and we're back like your right shoulder blade. We never left. Shout out to the pull-up team and everybody that's in the chat right now. You are tuned in to another episode of the Receipt Show with your boy KKC as we get ready to talk about Deputy Chief interview. Was Umar Johnson warned by Mary Ann Lorient? Dang it. Make sure you hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more content and join the pull-up team. Yes! Happy Thursday afternoon to everybody. Listen, we got a lot to get into because I think a lot of folks forgot some stuff that has taken place in 2025. So we are going to have to make sure that we check out who's in the house. Shout out to Miss Independent. She is in the house. Hack Fam U12, Peace Brother, is in the house. We got Maddie in the house. K is my name is in the house. Shout out to Age of Battle in the house. We got Rum TV in the house. Dub 23 is starting the party off right with the super chat. Thank you so much for the donations. We know you got some more, and so I need for you to make sure you double up next time. Don't you understand what type of time we on?
You understand? That's how this works. Let me see if we got any donations. Y'all acting cheap today. We still only got one donation. Not one of y'all got on the cash app. Not one of y'all on the cash app. I got 500,000 instantly. Sherrod Sadler donated $1. Thank you, brother Sherrod. $1. Next time, make it $2, my brother.
Shout out to Dub 23. We got Scotland's Yard in the house. C Spree is in the house. Shout out to Big Sis God in the house. And my boy, the Bionic Scoop, is in the house. And you two up in the clouds are in the house. Listen. Mary Ann has decided to switch up. She, for one, was going after Lennon Honor, and she saw that really wasn't getting any type of traction. And then next thing we know, she's back. But this time she's talking to Brother Derek Walker. Now, a lot of people have forgotten who Brother Walker is. Shout out to everybody else that's coming into the house. 100% Real Man. I see you. Andre Freeman. I see you too. Miss Independent with the grit money will make sure that we get you what you need. Just give me 1 minute. Now, listen. This whole situation with Mary Ann, I've already said I think Mary Ann can be working with Umar Johnson. Some people say that, she may be working with Umar. Then some people say that, she's not working with Umar. Make sure you answer that poll. Why did Mary Ann do that interview now? This is in the midst of all the foolishness that's going around Checkgate. Even though Checkgate has passed, the whole check, this hasn't stopped. It's still on the go because guess what? Now, Patrick Bishop has let it be known this is a civil situation. So what can Mary Ann do? Well, she's got to make sure that she goes to the city. Now, before we get into the video, I want to go ahead and put this out there. because this comes August 15th of 2025. Shout out to the Basic Man podcast. You see, Daniel Walker is who was in or reached out to regarding the buildings. What's going on with those buildings? Well, remember when Daniel Walker responded, and then again we got newcomers. Shout out to all the new pull-up team members. A lot of you don't know who Daniel Walker is or what I'm talking about. Well, back in August, the city was sent an email inquiring about Umar Johnson and those buildings. Well, it was by Basic Man Podcast who sent the email, and they responded. Well, Daniel Walker did. And Daniel Walker says, Mr. Jackson, thank you for reaching out to see us. See the response and timeline below. Unfortunately, the statements made by Dr. Umar are simply untrue and inaccurate. You see, last year, Umar was claiming that he had reached out to the city and he made phone calls and he sent emails and he played African drums and sent pigeons and all of that stuff, and the city was just ignoring him. Well, the city cleared their name. In this email, let's continue. The City of Wilmington has issued numerous communications concerning the two properties, and the communication from the property owner has been infrequent and scarce. Our goal is simple: to ensure the properties come into compliance with existing regulations. This is true of our approach to every property in Wilmington and ensures our buildings are safe and constructed adequately. This is why I've stated the city adopted the Wilmington 2028 plan. Let me make sure I pull that up on the screen too, because there are people that's going around saying that the buildings are dilapidated, which they are, but they say that the buildings are sitting on contaminated land, and that is not true. You see, when I share this screen right here, hold on, let me pull it up. All right. If you take a look at your screen, you will see the Wilmington 2028, a comprehensive plan for our city and communities. And this plan outlines how they want to take properties that are dilapidated, vacant, what have you, and they want to send them to the revitalization program that they adopted up there, right? And so this email that we're looking at, let me put that back on the screen for you guys. This section that I just read talks about the approach to every property that they are making sure that those properties are in compliance, because they're going through gentrification. Now, we can argue back and forth. We can kick the can back and forth if the city is in cahoots, because we definitely gonna kick that can today, because it's mighty odd that our very own Mary Ann Lorient has gotten back in contact with the same individual that sent this email right here. All right, so let us continue. We have a process to follow, and the motion or monition notice he received is another step in that process. Remember, Umar Johnson almost lost those buildings. He almost lost the buildings because the property was brought up on munitions. They was about to take those buildings from Umar because of why? Umar wasn't paying the bills. He wasn't paying the taxes. He wasn't paying the fees. Well, he don't owe taxes. Let me make sure I say this correctly. He's not paying the vacant property fees, and he wasn't paying the bills. He doesn't owe taxes. They made sure that, you know, that whole situation got resolved. But it still show that because Umar was not paying those fees, he almost lost those buildings. Let me make sure I put that on the screen for all of those that don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so let's see. Oh, I'm not in the right place. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at this case. This is the city of Wilmington, and the plaintiff was Frederick Douglass and Garvey. All right. This was the munitions. Now, understand August 5th, 2025 was the filing date, and the status shows satisfied. All right. The email that I have on the screen right here for you to look at is approximately 10 days later. All right. Now, in the munitions, they say that Umar owed. He owed a lot of money. He owed a lot. Now, this is just one of the parcels. We would have to go back and look at the other parcel, but all of those fees have been satisfied. You see right here the entry, and this is on both, by the 20th of August, 5 days later, after after Daniel T. Walker communicated by email, 5 days later, this was satisfied and is entered in satisfied date docketed August 21st, 2025. This judgment, debt, interest, and costs fully paid and satisfied on the 20th. So if that's the case, if he paid the money to satisfy the munitions, where did the $68,600 come from, Mary? Umar just out here bankrolling? But see, she knows that no longer flies. She knows that no longer works. So what she do, she reaches out to Daniel T. Walker. And in the email, let's go back to it to finish reading it out. He says, we invite Dr. Umar along with every property owner to communicate with our offices and determine the appropriate next steps for any property that enters this phase of enforcement. Even this week, our office has contacted Dr. Umar, inviting him again to comply with our regulations and speak with our delinquent accounts team and the Department of License and Inspections. It's important that you remember that. Department of License and Inspections. And if you guys can hear me, please put an 8 in the chat. I want to make sure that I'm coming through clearly. So they invited Umar to speak with them, to comply with the regulations and speak directly with our delinquent accounts team and the Department of License and Inspections to determine a path forward. To clarify the timeline of events, October 2024, L&I sent email to property owner Dr. Johnson requesting completion of a waiver request for the upcoming vacant property fee cycle 2025 through 2029. No response was received. January 1st of 2025, a deadline to request a waiver for the 2024 registration cycle passed with no waiver application received. Past due fees are ineligible for waivers. April of 2025, property owner submitted 501c3 documentation and photos, but did not submit a formal waiver application or demonstrate active permitted renovations as required under Section 4-2B. The owner requested retroactive application of nonprofit waiver to prior year's fees, which is not permitted by code. April through August of 2025, multiple follow-ups attempt from Finance Department regarding outstanding fees. No waiver application submitted for the current cycle. So August 5th, 2025, due to continued non-payment and non-compliance, an auction notice was issued in accordance with the City Code 34-38B, which allows for service by posting when other delivery methods are not completed. Notices were posted at each property's primary entrance by sheriff's office. And then that's when we go ahead and get to this right here. This judgment, he paid all that stuff off. Okay, cool. The munitions has been paid. Umar is seen on It's Up There podcast. He was on the Up There podcast. Just when was that? Back in March, March 8th, I want to say, about last week before, something like that. Well, let's take a listen of Umar real quick, talking about what's going on and how they may have to march on Wilmington because they don't want him there.
Control them, not returning my calls and emails, deliberately ignoring me. I don't control that.
Well, there's also a side of it to where if they are ignoring you and you know that conversation has been had, that you take the initiative to know, I have buildings over there. Y'all reached out at some point and now y'all are ignoring me. Of course, you shouldn't have to. They should reach out to you.
They still ignore it.
So in this communication, he's saying they still ignored him, but the city is adamant that they are not ignoring him. He's ignoring them and their request during that time. Understand, all of this has been, worked out and fixed and resolved.
What?
Yeah. What? I'm hoping we over that now.
Yeah.
But it's at a point now, because they made it kind of clear that they don't want me there with their behavior. It's at a point where, and I hope it don't go there, where I'm going to have to call all my supporters from around.
I was going to ask you that.
And march on the city. I hope it don't go there.
Now, if Umar does decide to call for a city march, we're definitely going to cover and compare what happened back in the day when he did a march on Wilmington and what's happening now. Okay, let's continue.
But if they don't stop, I'm going to have to go there. I haven't met with the mayor yet, though, so maybe I need to go there first if this keeps up. I need to talk to him personally, because if he don't intervene, then we go to the streets. I can at least tell the media I went to the top guy and march on the city. I hope it don't go there, but if they don't stop, I'm going to have to go there. Okay. I haven't met with the mayor yet, though, so maybe I need to go there first if this keeps up. I need to talk to him personally, because if he don't intervene, then we go to the streets. I can at least tell the media I went to the top guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I've only communicated with the mayor's chief of staff, and he was no help at all.
The mayor's chief of staff, I don't believe Umar spoke with the chief of staff, because Daniel Walker would be considered like the deputy of chief, or chief deputy, something along those lines. So what Umar will want to do, so let's share this. If Umar really wanted to get some help, no, you should not contact the chief of staff or the deputy in chief or whatnot. Instead, contact the City of Wilmington License and Inspections Department to apply for a certificate of occupancy or schedule building inspections. They manage zoning, building permits, and safety compliance. It's odd to me that Umar is saying he don't know who to contact, but this lady is making sure all checks and balances are happening. What's happening here? I can't wait till we listen to the audio, or excuse me, we watch the interview between Mary Ann and Daniel Walker, because she made sure that she asked Daniel Walker the steps to get the certificate of occupancy. Is she trying to tip off Umar as to what he needs to do? Keep listening.
You know what I mean? He didn't give me no answer as to why I was being ignored, any of that. So
That's crazy,
right? And he's black.
Yeah.
Right. And then the person under him lied and communicated with one of the struggle streamers and said that the city has been in constant contact with me. That was a complete lie. And I got with the chief of staff. I said, you need to talk to him. Not only is he talking to haters on YouTube, which I don't think is professional, he putting out misinformation. If it's one thing that they do that I don't like, aside from trying to sell the school, like if you say, what's the on? They share too much of our information with people who ain't got no business knowing. You feel me?
No, because any 501c3 in America, we can ask information about, no matter what city and state is registered in. That's public information to everybody, whether we have donated to the cause or not. You ask and you inquire so that you can make an educated decision on whether you want to get behind this 501c3. You see, but let us continue listening to Umar.
And that's something that I'm gonna have to look into with an attorney too as well, because I was told they're not supposed to do that. Like people should not be able to call a city.
Who told you that?
Get any information about you and your school that they want. You feel me? It's very, when they know you're the only one who interfaces with the city. Y'all know that. So why are you just talking to random people? I know some of that is hate.
Yeah.
Right. But legally, I got to look into that because I got a couple free with my information.
Right. I got a couple different questions. With you going through that with the city, do you really feel in your heart that you can mobilize black people in that way to march on the city? And I don't mean a couple hundred. I mean, like,
I think so. There's no way to know except to do it. But I think we can, especially if they know the school done, which it is, and they playing around with this permit, because this next thing is really going to decide, you feel me? Are they going to give us are they going to play a million games? I mean, I'm going to work with them a little bit. But once I get to the point where I'm like, you know what? They don't intend to give us the permit. They're just going to dog walk us the whole time. I'll probably consult with an attorney first. Definitely got to meet with the lawyer, the mayor. And then after that, we probably got to get a permit to march on the city, get the media involved. No,
I don't know. One thing I do know is that it's mighty odd that we get more information about what Umar Johnson needs to do, how Mary Ann pivoted from going at Lennon because of this fake check to I'm going to talk to Daniel Walker. Daniel Walker tells or says what needs to happen to get the certificate of occupancy. We know that Mary Ann can call and reach out to Umar Johnson at a drop of a dime, according to her. Everything has been a lie thus far. So what if she's not working with Umar, but she was scorned by Lennon because she thought that they were going to partner up, and then that got blown up. So she's mad at Lennon, but she wants to take him down. The only way to do that is to help get FDMG open. I don't know. I'm just thinking, I'm just considering. But let's go ahead and get into this, because I find it so funny. Now, mind you, no, I'm not saying that Umar Johnson is about to win now. I'm not saying anything like that, because I know people are going to say, well, what are you saying? I'm saying that I believe Mary Ann is trying to drop the dime to make sure that Umar Johnson gets in position to do his best to open up FDMG because she's so mad at Lennon Honor. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I could be so wrong. And I hope I am in this situation. I hope I'm hella wrong. But it's awfully funny that not only did Mary Ann drop this dime on the interview with Daniel Walker, she did another interview trying to explain debanking. There's really no reason to even get into that. But we are definitely about to get into the steps that she wants Umar to know that he needs to take to open up FDMG. Make sure you hit that like button because you are tuned in to the Receipt Show with your boy KKC. And I think we all are about to learn something new.
Catch her on a beat.
The Receipt Show returns.
Process requires inspection approval before occupancy. We verify structural integrity, electrical systems, and all fire protections first.
And until that sign off, no one can move in.
Correct. Safety comes before schedule.
How long does it usually take?
Depending on the complexity, anywhere from a few days to a couple of weeks. We don't compromise standards.
Still, without that certificate, the building cannot legally open.
Did someone give you a heads up?
I can't answer that.
Was this a warning?
You tell me.
Can I have your grit money? 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 For 1 year.
Ifatunde Oguntade. Ifatunde Oguntade. Ifatunde Oguntade. Ifatunde Oguntade.
Give me your grit money for 1 year and I will build 10 schools. Give me your grit money for 1 year and I will build 10 schools across this country. Give me your grits. Give me your Quaker grits. No more grits for 1 year. Can we sacrifice our grits? Can I have your grit money? 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 For 1 year. Can we sacrifice our grits for 1 year? Can we sacrifice sacrifice the grits. If you give me the grits, 19 million on Quaker grits. $19 million on Quaker grits, black folk, if you give me your Quaker grits.
Ifa Tunde Ogun Tade. Ifa Tunde Ogun Tade. Ifa Tunde Ogun Tade.
Can I have your grit money? 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 Can I have your grit money?
Trying to get the renovations together. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the Cash.
Good morning, everyone. Marianne Loriant here. I have a very special guest for us, Mr. Daniel Walker. He is the Chief of Staff for Wilmington City Council. Mr. Walker, thank you for gracing us with your presence. I'm grateful. Good morning.
Good morning, Marianne. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. The very first question that I have for you.
Man, why you in your office looking like Umar Johnson? That's just crazy. That's crazy right there, man. Man, shout out to everybody that's just now tuning in to the Receipt Show with your boy KKC. Deputy Chief interview. Was Umar just warned by Mary Ann Listen, I need for you to vote. Why did Mary Ann do this interview? Why now? What do you got to say? I need to hear it. Thank you for your grit money, the Working Man podcast. I really appreciate it. You can have my grit money. Shout out to the Pull Up team, man. Thank you so much and welcome to the show. Thank you, everyone that has sent a super chat. I really, really, really appreciate it. Listen, Umar is watching. He watches this space. He watches my show. He watches Lynn's show. And this, to me, is supposed to be a message. Pay attention.
I usually like to ask people about their educational background because I believe it gives the viewer a clear picture of the roadmap that you took to get to where you are. So can you please share with us your educational background, please?
Yeah, glad to, and thanks for having me. One point of clarification, you're probably looking at my resume and bio as you're talking. I was Chief of Staff to Wilmington City Council. Now I'm Deputy Chief of Staff to the Mayor of Wilmington.
Oh, thank you for the correction. Congratulations.
Thank you. Lots of changes. That was a wonderful time in my life, and then I transitioned over to the state for a deputy cabinet role before taking this position.
Very interesting.
And so my background, it's important to understand my educational background.
Yes, please.
Background of my upbringing. I was born into homelessness. My family was unhoused for the majority of my childhood.
Wow.
And I was lucky enough to get support. We were lucky enough to get support from my grandfather, who was the patriarch of our family.
Bless his heart. Yeah.
Lived with them for a number of years. And looking around, the one thing I could see is that he was in a blue collar neighborhood. He was a factory worker for Chrysler, union guy. And one thing I could see from the majority of our neighborhood was that most people graduated high school but did not have college degrees. And I was intent from a very young age to change that.
Okay. To make sure you had higher education.
And shout out to everyone that's making it and coming up from the struggle, because that is one thing, that some people don't make it. They become products of their environment. Now, also shout out to Chat Lives Matter, because there's something else that you guys need to know. Now, we know that there's a fake check. We know about the interview that led to Room 130 and Devontae's allegations. It's also mighty interesting that Daniel T. Walker, the Deputy Chief of Staff, is also the LGBTQ plus liaison. Now, for me, I've been here for a while, and I see, and I'm trying to figure out where it was in this message. Who can guess at a glance why Mary Ann Lawrence chose the mayor of Wilmington's LGBTQ plus liaison, Mr. Walker, for this interview? I was like, God to mighty me. Do you see the foolishness? But hey, all I want you to do is vote. Why did Mary Ann do this interview now? Let's continue, man, because this is crazy.
To make sure I had higher education, to make sure I pursued that. And so from a very young age, I was head down nose in the books. And that resulted in some pretty outstanding experiences. And so also it was because my mother was, one of the things she did well was push me to get an education.
Right.
One she didn't have of her own, one she couldn't help me navigate, but one she knew was going to be vital for my success.
Right.
And so I was fortunate to attend a charter school in Dover where we had smaller class sizes. Where
So you're a fan of charter school?
I am a big proponent of school choice.
Okay.
And that's rooted in our history as people of color. I mean, we had the right to get into schools. We had to create our own schools, and we see that prevalent now. So I'm a huge proponent of school choice, parents and students being able to choose the education that works best for them.
Indeed, indeed.
But so I ended up at a charter school, and I graduated pretty top of my class. And then I was lucky enough to go off to the University of Delaware, which is one of our flagship schools here in the state, where I majored in political science, took courses in economics, sociology, anthropology, philosophy. I was all around just trying to understand how the world works and what makes us tick. I was quickly on my way to law school.
Oh, interesting.
That's a lot. Shout out
I got
to
an
everyone
internship because I
tuning
thought it
in.
was important. One thing that I loved about the University of Delaware is that in order to be a graduate of the political science department, you had to take an internship. They required a discovery learning experience.
Okay.
And so I got an internship working for then Senator Chris Coons on his campaign, then transitioned to his congressional office, and I got the bug.
Leave Doc alone, Mary. Hey, KKC, shout out to Social Justice. Thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, everybody knows that we have the good sister Philly Field over here. And we know that Philly Field is a Umar Johnson supporter. She also knows that we are against Umar Johnson, but we can still have a conversation. I don't know why that make people mad. It makes people very, very upset that Mary, or not just Mary, Philly Field can come over here and be in the chat and be a Umar Johnson supporter and donate to the channel, but we don't run off. Now, listen, if it gets too tense, people will ask her questions and they do what they do. But I just wanted to make sure that I acknowledge that. It's crazy.
See the demands people put on their elected officials and the way the elected officials respond to those demands. And so following that, I went to consult for the repeal project while I was finishing my degree, working
Ain't it crazy?
penalty here in Delaware.
Wow.
And
he looked just like Umar.
Job for the House of Representatives, and it was crucial. And so I ended up going to get a master's degree in political science. I mean, in political administration, understanding that I wanted to make sure.
And see, Jessica, I wind up doing or watching a show, or a podcast, if you will, with Congo, or Trippy Congo, and pretty much they was talking about the education and how they want to revitalize the education up there in Delaware. And so I'm doing some homework on to, you know, who's up there representing y'all and why are they allowing Umar to fool around up there?
That government was responsible.
There's a lot going on up there
that's questionable. Who put them in office. So that's my educational journey.
So that bleeds to my second question. So your job description and your title, what is your title now, as of now, standing?
So my title now is Deputy Chief of Staff to the Mayor for Policy and Communications.
Okay, and can you briefly, in a nutshell, give us a description of your job, the viewer and I, so we can understand your job description?
The most perfect description would be other duties as assigned. I handle all the external affairs for the mayor's office, including our legislative strategy and interactions with the city council. I oversee our communications team. Those are the people deployed in neighborhoods that are solving problems.
They're like, would you call them grassroots? And
I didn't mean to hit that button. I'm pretty sure, I pulled the video back up, I'm pretty sure that Mary Ann told Daniel Walker that she wanted to interview him, and she wanted to ask him, you know, some questions about him personally, but tried to pull a Devontae interview. Because I did peep at the end how she was like, hey, she threw a snippet in about the school. And it really, she didn't even mention FDMG or Umar Johnson, but I could tell what she was trying to go towards when she started talking about the certificate of occupancy. It's just one of those things. I think she learned from how things went south from the Devontae interview. But let's keep going real quick.
Certainly, their job is to connect with those who are grassroots to the grass tops. Those people who are the decision makers, and they're there to merge the two. I also oversee economic development, the Office of Economic Development, which is something we believe deeply in vital in vibrant communities. I oversee the Office of Cultural Affairs, which we love to throw a good party, but we also love to uplift. We love to uplift the unique identities of people across Wilmington. I oversee our Department of Parks and Recreation.
This is boot on the ground right here.
Our youth.
This is boot on the ground interviews.
As well as the new office that we are creating, the Office of Community Safety, which is going to be a whole city approach to violence prevention and intervention here.
Wow, that's amazing.
Those are just a few of the things. I'll stop there.
Very fascinating. Very fascinating. Now you have piqued my curiosity. Now that I understand your educational background, can you share with us if you have any political ambition, or would we look at perhaps in the future you're running as a mayor, a congressman, senator, or perhaps president? I don't know. Give us,
absolutely not.
At this point, at this point, what is your political ambition at this point?
I have no ambition for elected office. My
Shout out to Lady Luck.
Is to ensure that government is
Lady Luck. Lady Luck. I don't know if you ruffling some feathers. You ruffling some feathers. Lady Luck Club, you have been called out. I saw the post. I was like, oh man. This lady is so mad. She's going at Eric. She threw me under the bus for no reason. She threw me under the bus, and now she throwing you under the bus, Lady Luck Club. When does it stop? When does the madness end? What is wrong with these people? I blame Lennon. The reason why I blame Lennon is because had he not ever reached out to these folks and interviewed them, they would not be in our space acting a fool. It's a damn shame as to what we got to deal with these grown women. It's just messy. Look at this.
Working for those who put us in these positions.
Beautiful.
Being a responsible steward of taxpayer dollars, but also responsibly solving the challenges that we face. Government can't do it all. It was not meant to do it all. But what we can
it's
do,
a blame game. Everybody gonna get blamed. I'm blaming you.
Response.
I blame you right now.
I'm an activist myself, and I believe we holding government to task.
Shout out to LD
for those who has a lesser voice. But I also have, for my fourth question, which a lot of us, you being a past city council person, if I am an entrepreneur, I want to open a salon. If I'm a pastor, I want to open my own congregation. Or if I want,
why you try? What is the point in trying to? You see how I'm the only one over here. I'm the only one in this part of YouTube that talks about Umar Johnson potentially opening up a church, right? Anytime you hear these folks talk about religion dealing with this situation, understand it came from here, because I keep saying that even though Umar said he was raising donations to open up a school, all the receipts that I've gathered by watching Umar Johnson and keeping up with these events, to me, he's opening up some type of recreational hall, some type of church building, if you will, where they can go and they can practice their religion and teach their children the same religion, the EFI religion, because he stated that it was going to be various conventions and seminars at that location, which lets me know that's not just a school, it's a community center of some sort, a church. That's the only way I can put it. A church building, a place where they can go and worship, since he got the different color of the orishas and all that. And everybody's still trying to give pushback. Well, even if he's trying to open up a church or whatnot, you're going to hear that he's talking about zoning in this interview. He's going to start talking about zoning. I believe Umar Johnson got the money from the Black community to get people to believe in the dream of a school, but that was the guys. That was the scam. It's a bait and switch. But hey, she's asking him about, the protocols, even if you were to open up such a place like that.
I want to start a private school, which you said you're big on charter school for education. Can you please explain to me and the viewer, what is the process of one getting a occupancy certificate? What does that process look like?
Yeah, now the process here in Delaware may differ from other locations.
Yes.
Specific process here in Wilmington may differ from other locations. But before I talk about the process, I think it's important that people do the difficult work to map out their vision and business plan.
Yes.
Because that actually will drive some of the process.
Okay.
And I say that because depending on your business plan and what you're looking to do, a school that is just a school where people come to versus a school that is a boarding school where people live are two different things.
Wow.
One has a residency component, which means that there are certain standards that must be met when the other one doesn't.
He's talking about some stuff that probably was submitted to the city on behalf of Umar Johnson, because what he wants to open up a residency. And I kept telling y'all that they have a land bank, whatever up there. And land, what's it called, Jessica? Is it the Conservancy Land Bank? Is Wilmington Conservancy Land Bank? I think it's the WCLB. And I was like, since FDMG does not have a space to where the students can actually live, that chances are they could obtain some of those properties out of the Conservancy Land Bank up there for the residency. All of this stuff ties in, man. This is crazy. Oh my.
Interesting.
And so it's important that you're very clear on your business plan and what you want. That's step number one. And after you get clear on your business plan, the first place they should go after that business plan is developed, depending on what you want to do, it's one of two places. It's either your local Office of Economic Development, which will help you usher through and understand sort of the nurturing and the funding and things of that nature.
What resources available?
Correct.
Okay.
Or you want to go to your local zoning office.
Okay.
And I say that because your zoning office is the one that will work you through land use and zoning here in Wilmington. Is the one that handles all of our business compliance.
Okay.
Which is where
the zoning like
lives.
if your building is not fit, or if there's a condition, if there's mold or anything like that.
Before that, they'll tell you where your business can go based off
She
classification.
nasty. She nasty.
Okay.
And so every municipality, every city, every state has certain zoning categories.
Understood.
And if you're looking to build a battery plant, let's just say,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You can't put that in a residential area. You have to go to a manufacturing area, right? If you're looking to build a restaurant, you may not be able to go to that building that you're looking at because that may be zoned as residential and not commercial.
Did they ever rezone those buildings would be the question then. Did they ever rezone the FDMG location? Because it's zoned for light manufacturing. Man, that's crazy. I didn't think about that. I don't think they did though. I don't think they rezoned that area, but I could be wrong.
And so it's important to know where your zoning is, and so
where your business will be a good fit.
So where will be a good fit. After you make that determination, they'll then tell you what type of permits you need.
Okay.
To begin doing the work, because that's where you would go to get the permits to do the work. You also have to make sure your business is in good standing, because even before your business opens, you need a business license to do the work. And so you want to get a business license.
Right. Would that apply for?
Oh, wow. Do you mind explaining a little further, Dr. Nini? I like where you're going with it, but do you mind explaining a little bit more? Because it's mighty odd that this amount of information is being dropped.
Church or school as well?
It could depends on the model, but yes, I can tell you in Delaware, those are still businesses, but they are deemed not for profits, right? And so there's a different status, a different category.
When I said that, people argue me down. When it comes to the religious institution, they don't have to move the same. And I had folks hit my link and got mad at me. And I even said, the laws could be different because they're different state to state, but a lot of times they're similar. I said that. This right. Hey man, I'm telling y'all, if this thing was to open up, it's not going to be what he pushed to make Black America believe. And I think that's what she's doing right now, my Chaos Brews. Man, listen. All I can say is when I drop the information, research it. Go look it up. Don't allow your emotions to dictate your answers because you know Umar Johnson is scamming the community. It's more to it than that. Man, I gotta run that back.
I can tell you in Delaware,
those
are still businesses, but they are deemed not for profits, right? And
right.
So there's a different status, a different category, and all that sort of stuff.
Right. It's a whole nother process, man. And the city don't really push back that hard against those type of establishments. And I use my own expertise here in Tennessee. And folks was like, nope, you ain't got it, KKC. You got it wrong. Okay, all right, fine. I can only go off of my own personal experience. And listen, at the religious institution that I serve, I was doing a compare and contrast based on what I see us doing and based on what I know Umar is trying to do. And it spelled it out. It spelled it all the way out right then and there. And that's why I start pushing the narrative. Hey man, what if Umar Johnson trying to open up a church and he wants y'all to think he's trying to open up a school? Man, this stuff is crazy.
not-for-profits. So you will need to get some sort of operating license.
Got you.
Right.
Yeah.
In order to do that. And so you would need to know whether you're a 501c3 or a C4 or a C7. There are all the different classifications versus a for-profit, LLC, a sole proprietorship, all sorts of different stuff.
Okay.
And so there is a process that everyone has to go through for your particular entity. And that's why land use and planning is important, because they'll tell you, and combined with the Office of Economic Development, or in some cases, the Small Business Office, depending on where you are, they'll tell you what sort of paperwork you need to be in good standing.
Okay. So before you obtain that occupancy certificate, there's other check mark. What is the time frame for a process like that? Or we're looking at?
There is, he wants to open a church and be a co-leader. Dr. Nini, did you get a chance to watch the episode on members only, where we broke that down? Did you get a chance to look at that? Because all of this is making more. This interview is very telling. For one, I definitely believe she's trying to help Umar Johnson. So y'all know my vote. Why did Mary Ann do this interview now? And I believe she did it because she is trying to tip Umar Johnson off. To tip someone off. That's why. A lot of people are saying she did it for clout and attention. It's deeper than that. It's always deeper than that. It's more to it than somebody just trying to be vindicated because they feel like they got done wrong. You really have to look at how these people move. Yes, it's easy to keep it on a surface level. She's new to YouTube. She's doing this so people can come to her channel and get views and whatnot. That's surface level. We like to take a deeper dive here. And the deeper dive to this thing is what Dr. Nini is putting down. She is indirectly trying to help Umar Johnson. And she is even asking Daniel Walker about my theory. That is freaking, this is crazy. Because I didn't even catch that on the first go. That's why, you rewatch stuff and then you catch stuff that you may have missed in the beginning. KKC, I do not care if Umar opens up a public school or a private school. My concern still remains. Yes. The thing is, it pivots out. It pivots people out of thinking that he's trying to open up a school and into really seeing this thing for what it is. It's a cult. It's a community, according to Mary Ann. And then there's a bigger overall cult. And we talked about that on members only. You can look into the Oyotunji village about that. But this is a location for them to be able to go and worship and have their let me, you know what? Let me see if I can play this. Let me do this. Let me stop sharing real quick. Let me see if I can find. I probably don't even have the video file, but I'm going to see if I do. Let's see. Let's look in this folder. Okay. This is going to take I thought I had a shorter video of it. I don't. Okay. So Umar made a video where he was sitting outside and he was talking about the FDMG village. And he was talking about if you wanted to be a part of a family where you can, you know, y'all eat together, y'all work together, y'all build together, all of that, you can join the FDMG village. And so the FDMG village is what Umar, I guess, would consider their community, I guess, overall name. You get what I'm saying? Like I really don't know, but the cult is trying to get established at this location. Okay, that's what this is morphing into.
It varies based off of the business and the scope of what you're doing. You have some where it could take, based off of renovations, 3 months, and then you want to get on then you want to do the final inspection to get the occupancy. There are some where the renovations are more robust, and it could take a year to get that.
So for argument's sake, let's say all renovations are done. What time frame would someone be looking at?
So if all renovations are done and you have filed that with the office that does the business compliance, I've seen it take 30 days, some cases less. I've seen it take more. It depends on how responsive people are. It's a very people-driven process.
Got you. Wow, that was very enlightening, what you shared with us. Now, for my fifth question, which usually is my favorite, can you share with us something we wouldn't read in an article or something we wouldn't be able to look up, something fun about Daniel Walker?
What's going on, Steph?
About this.
Welcome to the channel.
Because I'm a very open person.
Okay.
And what you see is what you get from
I like that.
Let's see, something you wouldn't read in an article. Well, maybe not a recent article, or something along.
There's a lot of article on you. Something intriguing, but something fun.
All right, so that's pretty much the end of it. So
sort of operating license.
Got you.
Right. Yeah. In order to do that. And so you would need to know whether you're a 501c3 or a C4 or a C7. There are all the different classifications versus a for-profit, LLC, a sole proprietor. Through land use and zoning here in Wilmington is the one that handles all of our business compliance.
Okay.
Which is where
the zoning like
lives.
if your building is not fit, or if there's a condition, if there's mold or anything like that.
Before that, they'll tell you where your business can go based off of the classification.
Okay.
And so every municipality, every city, every state has certain zoning categories.
Understood.
And if you're looking to build a battery plant, let's just say, you can't put that in a residential area. You have to go to a manufacturing area.
So we know that the Moyer Academy used to be a chemical plant. It was transformed into a school, but according to records, it was still listed as light manufacturing, and that area is still is considered a residential location. I can't say that.
Right. If you're looking to build a restaurant, you may not be able to go to that building that you're looking at because that may be zoned as residential and not commercial. And so it's important to know where your zoning is, and so
where your business will be a good fit.
So where it will be a good fit. After you make that determination, they'll then tell you what type of permits you need.
Okay.
To begin doing the work, because that's where you would go to get the permits to do the work. You also have to make sure your business is in good standing, because even before your business opens, you need a business license to do the work. And so you want to get a business license.
So that's easily to find out right now as far as Umar Johnson being in good standings. So far, we have communication from the city. There's no violations. There are no violations. And members, you guys can see that on the members only community post, the email posted directly from the city. But hold on, want to pull to see if Umar is current on bills or is he still trying to catch up. Last time I checked, Umar had paid the bills. So when you say he's got to be in good standings right now, from what I can see, those buildings are in good standings. There's no active violations. Well, I don't want to say buildings. The building that he's doing the work on, that parcel. Okay, got it. So that parcel, which were this is the one we're looking up now, 260-294-0027. That parcel has no violations. All right. So let's see. Satellite. All right. Let's take a look at the address. So let me share this tab with you all. All right, City of Wilmington disclaimer. Got all that. Okay. Let me go down to the bottom. Let's see. Yeah. His bills are paid. He had a late bill notice, $292.32. Dang. Let's see. He had 1, 2, 3, he had 3 bills. But now everything is showing up as 0. So I would say based on that, based on what I see right here, it would be based on public record from what I could pull, Umar is in good standing when it comes to the building that if he was to apply for the certificate of occupancy. So far on the bill side, there's nothing that will be holding them back. It's a lot, man. But let's get back into what's going on with this Daniel Walker situation. Here we go.
Would that apply for a church or a school as well?
It could depends on the model, but yes, I can tell you in Delaware, those are still businesses, but they are deemed not for profits, right? And so there's a different status, a different category, and all that sort of stuff for not for profits.
So for all of those people that love to use, Chat GPT and love to rely on Google Gemini, we are listening to somebody that works for the city tell you that Umar's 501c3 would go through a different process once made clear. We know that Umar Johnson does not want to present a business plan, argued us down, argued people down that asked him live. We know that. And no, not any inspections currently that I'm still waiting on further information from the city. So as of right now, I'm going to say no. I don't have anything to verify saying that he's had any more inspections. The new system that the city uses doesn't allow immediate access to pull up information, like permits and any inspections related like to license and inspections. You could do that in the old billing system, but in this new one, you can't do it. You have to request all the information. And so we are still waiting on a response back from the city as to are there any completed permits? Is there an application for a certificate of occupancy? We know that answer is going to be a no based on Umar's interviews. But going back to what I stated, it gets to a point to where, yes, we know history has shown us Umar said that he didn't want to take down the Moyer Academy sign. He hasn't taken it down on the bigger building, but he did take it down on the smaller building that he's working on. And he did put up FDMG signs. So it gets to a point to where we have to consider what was said and what's being said now. And what's being said now from this city official, this person that works for the city, that if it is indeed laid out in the business plan that this is a 501c3, if it's a church, religious institution, what have you, that yes, they, you know what, don't even listen to me. Listen to him say it again.
Businesses, but they are deemed not for profits, right? And so there's a different status, a different category, and all that sort of stuff for not for profits. So you will need to get some sort of operating license.
Got you.
Right.
Thank you. All I'm asking you guys is to take current information and still prove that Umar Johnson is not going, because he's not going to open FDMG. And if he does, it's not going to be the way that everybody believed that it was. Everyone's still arguing it's not going to be a school. It's not a school. That's the disguise. You know how you watch Scooby-Doo and you think that's the monster, and then you pull the mask off and it's not what it's a whole different person. This is that. This is not a school. This is for religious purposes. And Umar has been saying it the whole time. We just get caught up on the school part because that's what he wants us to focus on. But then when you take a deeper dive into those institutions, they do not go in the same category as commercial buildings. And I've been saying it the whole time. And so many people still want, and it's amazing. I can go into my chat right now. I told you, in Delaware, religious/private school is still a non-public school that must be registered with it. Ain't nobody even talking about that. Ain't nobody saying it can't be registered. Ain't nobody saying nothing like that. But hey, I'll sit on this island all by myself. And so when things keep on presenting themselves and I keep on saying, I told you, I suggest keep on listening to those very ones that you like to listen to, because they must tell you what you want to hear. This is crazy, man. This dude that works for the city is telling you religious 501c3 non-for-profit institutions don't go through the same process. And no matter how many times I play it, people gonna hear what they want to hear. Amazing.
Businesses, but they are deemed not for profits, right? And so there's a different status, a different category, and all that sort of stuff for not for profits. So you will need to get some sort of operating license.
Got you.
Right. Yeah. In order to do that. And so
Thank
you
you.
need to know whether you're a 501c3 or a C4 or a C7. There are all the different classifications. Versus a for-profit, LLC, a sole proprietorship, all sorts of different stuff.
Okay.
And so there is a process that everyone has to go through for your particular entity. And that's why land use and planning is important, because they'll tell you, and combined with the Office of economic development, or in some cases, the small business office.
Now, with Umar wanting to open up this location, let's just say it is a church. The question becomes, well, can that location operate as that function? Yes, because it's a 501c3. It sure can. As a matter of fact, even if it was a school, I remember, even now, there are religious institutions that will go and worship at a school while their religious institution is being revamped or being built, what have you. Shout out to Kitwana coming into the house. What's going on? What's going on, academic Dr. Sebi Jr.? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's I mean, 501c3 with holy mold in it. I have told this story and I will continue to say it. I have been inside of religious institutions where one part of the building was blocked off because they were doing work, major work, and nobody could go over there. And they were still inside worshiping. You can have something going on and have it blocked off while you get it fixed. It's not the same if you had a full-blown school, and it's going to be different rules and regulations. Although they may be similar, for whatever reason, churches and 501c3s get a little bit of relaxed rules. Like I don't know why. I cannot tell you why, but that's what it is. And so, yes, there could very well be some type of sign of mold at FDMG, but beyond what we know. But if Umar Johnson is able to demonstrate what the city deems as safe, no matter how much we cry and moan and groan about the black mold that we see, we only see so much. Even the people that go up to FDMG, not saying their eyes are wrong. I'm not saying your eyes are lying to you. But I ask you to consider the hole-in-the-wall establishments in your own city and state that you know good and doggone well should not be in operation, but it is. Now, gentrification is taking over a lot of those areas, so you don't really see too many hole-in-the-walls. But they're still around. And so when you ask, how is it they're in operation? Bingo. I don't know how they're in operation, but I can tell you that's how he's going to get in operation if it happens. I thought I was going to deaden this conversation a long time ago, man. I saw so many people getting mad at me, and I was like, you know what? I just talk about it here and there. But I'm telling you, man, this looks like it's going to be some type of religious establishment, and here we go. We got people, Mary Ann, asking the same dude that sent this email right here that Umar Johnson is not responding to the city. Umar saying that on the It's Up There podcast is because of this email, because of this same brother that Mary Ann is talking to, getting all the information from. Come on, man. Coincidence? I think not. Especially when she ran to social media. She ran to Linen Honor, presented this fake check, got exposed, feels slighted by feels slighted by Linen Honor, all the while kept telling all of us she is still a part of the conscious community. It's not a cult, it's a community family. And now it just so happens she ended up on an interview with the same dude. So you mean to tell me she's not gonna try to get a lick back on Lynn and Honor by trying to help Umar Johnson by proxy? Quit playing with me, man. This whole video, there's so much, man. There's so much.
Depending on where you are, they'll tell you what sort of paperwork you need to be in good standing.
Okay, so before you obtain that occupancy certificate, there's other check mark. What is the time frame for?
Thank you so much for the super chat. I got the comments opened up, so I'm seeing them now. Imagine all the donations Umar would get if he opens a church. Powerful, powerful. He went up to Boston and he preached. He preaches up at the AME church up there, where the pastor prayed over my goodness, prayed over the money to increase it. And see, Umar was in the car at FDMG, and he was like, what if he opened up a church on the weekends? And you think that he was just trolling, right? For all of those, that have been following the Umar Johnson saga this long and don't believe the saga is morphing. You think it's still staying the same way. So you think Umar Johnson just trolled? He's trolling, talking about opening up a church. And then we're literally watching a lady who I kept saying she was sent to cause discourse in this area, and she lying. And it came out that I was telling the truth. You don't think she's gathering information for Umar Johnson in that capacity to help him open up a church? You don't think that's possible? Is it possible? Is it all possible is what I'm asking.
For a process like that.
This is madness.
It varies based off of the business and the scope of what you're doing. You have some where it could take
everybody
renovations 3 months, and then you want to get on your
got the hell
do the final inspection to get the occupancy. There are some where the renovations are more robust, and it could take a year to get that.
So for argument's sake, let's say all renovations are done. What time frame would someone be looking at?
So if all renovations are done and you have
well, that's the thing, Black Anonymous. Umar might have been better off opening a church because the school is never going to happen. But you're not going to get anybody to believe in helping you fund your church, especially when you are bashing a Black church for not helping your grandparents when they was in church. Not saying you specifically. I'm just going off of what Umar Johnson was saying. He contradicts himself, but he can't contradict him. It can't be that contradictory. It can't be obvious contradiction, is what I'm saying. Like, you leaving the Black church, but come and join my church. No, I gotta disguise it. He disguised it. He disguised this whole situation under he was going to educate Black America's children, starting with the Black boys, to save them from the school to prison pipeline at a residential academy. And for the years, everybody kept arguing what's going to be the curriculum. That's still the argument now. What's going to be the curriculum? How is it going to be funded? How is this at all possible? Well, ask yourself, how are churches sustaining themselves? They can get grants, or they bring in tithes and offerings, And that money is used to fund the building and pay the pastor. All the while, you got Sunday school teachers that's not getting paid. You got usher board members that's not getting paid. You have choir and choir directors and ministers of music, and you got all of these positions. Guess what? They're not getting paid. So when people ask the question, how is Umar going to pay these teachers? He's not. How does he get away with such stuff? Because it's a church. You don't know what you talking about, KKC. Well, did you see your Sunday school teacher collect a check? Is the choir director collecting the check? Maybe. It depends on how big the congregation is, how much money flowing in. This is complete foolishness. Absolute madness, Miss Independent. Thank you for the super chat. Because when you keep on breaking it down like that, it's like, huh, dang, that's true. That's crazy. Yes, that's how he's going to get away with it. And you know what? Because he's asked for donations, trying to take somebody to court and sue them because you're trying to say he's misusing the donations, that's going to be hard to prove because they can point up to Wilmington, Delaware at 2 yellow dilapidated buildings, no matter if they are in operation or not. You said that he misused the donations, but they can point at those buildings. Shout out to Felicia Pearson, Empowered Esquire, because she taught us that years ago. She's a lawyer, and she said, and we have the videos on this channel, if anybody was trying to sue Umar Johnson, they would have a hard time because of that word donation, and they would have to prove that he misused the donations, and that's going to be pretty hard to do. Not saying he's not scamming, because he is. It is absolutely crazy. So you just have to really break it down. When all else fails, how can you make sense of this? How is Umar Johnson going to pay for teachers? He's not going to pay them. He's not going to pay them at all. Ain't nobody going to get paid except for him. He's the only one that's been getting paid the whole time. You do understand that some churches, they fund the expenses of not only the pastor, but if they have a hierarchy that they follow, like if they have a overseer and a bishop on a small level, like the overseer and bishop would be considered on a level of the governor and the mayor. But you may have a chief bishop that's over the whole brotherhood, right? Don't you understand that sometimes organizations are required to pay the expenses of the chief bishop, or excuse me, not only the chief bishop, but as the bishop and the overseer? The 501c3, they got to cover any hotels, flights, all that. So is it possible? Is it all possible that this is how Umar Johnson is planning on operating FDMG? Because there are organizations out here that operate just like the way I broke it down. Shout out to Steph Collins with the super chat. She said, who else said that? Who else said what? So much has been said. Who else said what I said? Did somebody say what I said? Because I said that they didn't say it. I said it first. Black Anonymous, I'm starting to think KKC is right with the church pivot, and he can keep asking for donations under the guise of a church. That's what it's been the whole time. It's just now people are starting to catch on to it. It's been like this, and it took me a long time. At first I was just kicking the idea around because I'm like, this can't be real. That ain't what he doing. And then boom. And I made a statement that I'm going to push this narrative. Nobody has to believe it. Don't nobody gotta believe it. I'll stand on the mountain all by myself. And don't you know that caused a lot of people to, they didn't want to fool with me. Oh, everybody else is, listen, we have the #1 lawyer in this sector, and then we have Felicia Pearson, who is a great lawyer as well. But this lawyer here, Steph Collins, let me get myself, I got to put myself in timeout because Stephanie is a lawyer, and Stephanie been saying this. She's the pull-up team lawyer. How the hell can I sit back and forget that, Steph? Gots to be more careful. The pull-up team got a lawyer right here, right now, man. Right here and right now. And has been saying this stuff for years. So when people are sitting here asking, like, are you just making this stuff up? No, we have for real professionals, man, that like have been calling this stuff. This is madness. Shout out to Steph. I'm so sorry. Man, they thought you were a liar when you called out Mary Ann Laurent and her lies. So, hey, I mean, it is what it is. The truth is sometimes hard to look at and accept because it makes you, for a lot of people, they got to walk themselves back on a lot of things that they said. I'm one of them because I was the one, I started off saying the same stuff that's still being pushed today. And it makes you wonder, like, is he really gonna pull this off, man? Like, is this gonna happen? And I can see it happening, but it's scary because you're seeing now the mental illness that goes on within that space called the conscious community. Think about it, people. Look at the two individuals that are running around this area now. Imagine what else is going on inside the community. I mean, good Lord. And these people want to educate your children. Should you decide to join the cult, because you can't just take your child out of public school, head up to Wilmington, Delaware, and enroll them in FDMG. No, you got to be a part of the quote unquote community. But let's knock this out.
Filed that with the office that does the business compliance. I've seen it take 30 days, some cases less.
Okay.
I've seen it take more. It depends on how responsive people are. It's a very people-driven process.
Got you. Wow, that was very enlightening, what you shared with us. Now, for my fifth question, which usually is my favorite, can you share with us something we wouldn't read in an article?
Hello, mixtures.
Something we wouldn't be able to look up, something fun about Daniel Walker.
Yeah, I was thinking about this because I'm a very open person.
I remember.
Okay.
She dropped a lot of
what
information.
you see is what you get from
I like that.
Let's see. Something you wouldn't read in an article. Well, maybe not a recent article, or something along.
There's a lot of article on you. Something intriguing, but something fun about you. We'll be like, wow, I would have never thought of that. I'm glad I learned that.
I'm a huge fan of music concerts.
Oh, okay.
music concerts, music festivals where you can go away for a week or two, relax.
When you say we, the family? If you
My family,
I don't want
friends,
to intrude, but go ahead.
yeah, family, friends, college friends. I'm pretty close with the friends I've made in college.
You see the play.
So I love going to
This is, I don't believe this is going to be the last time we hear of Mary Ann maybe reaching out to this man. I don't know. I could be wrong.
music concerts.
But yeah, she's definitely buttering him
Made
up.
in America, the Roots Picnic, all that.
So that's
all
your
that,
thing. That's
all
your
that
thing.
sort of stuff. Yes, the Jazz Festival. You go up to Martha's Vineyard, like those sort of things. Just to travel. I love
I did that once. That was so enjoyable. I enjoyed that. It's like, I'm like, how come I never knew about this place? Yeah.
Right? And it's relaxing.
It's so relaxing.
You just get to sit there and you do everything you need.
You feel at peace, exactly.
Everything is right there. You don't have to worry about it.
Yes.
She may do sound kind of sad going to concerts by himself. Y'all are crazy, man. That is sad, man.
Yeah, that's a very nice thing to know about you. So you said you have no political ambition. If in the future you became this big shot mayor, I don't know, a senator, I would hope you would grace me with another interview.
Have a great day. Have a great rest of the day on purpose, Sequoia. Have a great rest of the day on purpose. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to the replay gang. Make sure you guys hype up the video. We need to make sure that we get this information pushed on into the algorithm, because again, if you have joined the Pull Up Team membership, then you already know we did a deep dive into the Oyo Tunji village and how Umar Johnson is a priest of that faith, of the Ifa faith. And listen, if you haven't watched it, Tavares, then I suggest that you watch it. You have to watch it. It's on members only. It is Umar Johnson. Let me see. Let me get the name of the video right now. All right. So members, membership. We have, how do you live streams? It's called Ifa Tunde Explained. If you are a member, please watch Ifa Tunde Explained. It is a deep dive into Umar Johnson's story and the overall breakdown of the cult. I'm telling you. And once you watch that, then you will understand this clip right here makes so much sense.
Y'all have no idea. Okay. Almost done. Oh. The school will be registered as a parochial and independent parochial academy. FDMG will be registered as an independent parochial academy. FDMG will be registered as an independent parochial academy. What does that mean? We are spiritual, but the word they use is religious. That's how we're registered. That means your child must study and learn Ifa, the traditional spiritual system of the Yoruba people of Nigeria. They don't have to practice. If you're a diehard Christian and you believe that you're not allowed to learn your own spiritual culture, that's fine. They don't have to practice, but they must learn. Every child will receive a divination. Every child will receive a divination. Every boy of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy will receive a divination to find out under what energy they were born.
We will have a house of Shango. We will have a house of Ogun. We will have a house of Yemoja. We will have a house of Eshu. We will have a house of Oshun Oya, a house of Obatala. Oh, yes. And we will have Obatala celebration, Oshun celebration, Yemoja celebration, Oya celebration. Oh, yes. Yes. And your child will dress up in the colors of the energy.
Yes, Jada Emperor. We covered what happened, the unaliving at the Oyo Tunji village. We covered that in Ifi Tunde Explain. It's because, listen, the unaliving of the son was done by a quote unquote queen. Buddy. Or someone that would be considered a transgender. But also we broke down that the father, when he passed away in 2005, that's the same year that Umar Johnson started his priesthood. And listen, I don't want to keep talking about it because I don't want to spoil what's on members only. If you haven't watched it and you are a member, watch it. Because it's going to floor you. So, again, this whole situation of Umar Johnson opening up a church is going to be hard to accept. But I'm telling you, the more that this saga goes on, the more you're going to see that's going to be the case, man.
I truly enjoyed this.
I will put a capitalized if.
Yeah. And also, if I may share with you, your name, my twin brother is Daniel.
Yes, it's Cleo. Cleo is upset because I'm not giving her any attention right now because I'm doing the show. So she done ran away and she crying. She'll be all right. Shout out to Cleo.
So it was supposed to be Daniel and Donna or Mark and Marianne. So at the time of arrival to this beautiful world, my dad's like, let's go with Daniel and Marianne. So I really like your name.
Well, I love the story. I'm a twin as well.
No, get out of here.
He's a twin.
Are you serious?
She passed early, but we were Daniel and Danielle. So.
Oh, okay. Bless her. Oh, okay. That's amazing. I didn't even know that about you. We're both twin. Okay, that was beautiful. Thank you once again for granting me this interview, taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're really
man, I'm
busy.
sorry to hear
we've
that.
been trying this for.
Well, we thank God that he kept you, and so I'm glad that you're still here, man. I'm so glad. A lot of people. Shout out to Mind Chaos Brew because she's recovering. So everyone that's going through things and that are recovering, I thank God. But I'm glad to hear that you pulled through, Jade.
Like 6 months now, right?
Yes. I'm glad it was able to happen.
Yes, same here. I'm glad, and I know you're very busy. You're jumping from meeting to meeting. Once again, I appreciate the time.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I hope what you shared with us was enlightening to my viewers. It sure was for me. Is there anything you want to add on before we end the interview?
I always like to say this, and you started speaking about it earlier.
Yes.
And part of the reason why I do what I do.
Yes.
At the end of the Constitutional Convention, a woman proclaimed to Dr. Franklin, "What type of government do we have?"
Yes.
His response was a republic, if we can keep it.
Yes.
I think it's important that people understand that the experiment of democracy that we're under is incumbent upon us as people, inside and outside of government, to ensure that it works. And so I'll leave your listeners with this: do the work to ensure that government works.
Oh my, beautifully. You couldn't have said that any better.
Well, That's pretty much the end of her conversation right there. And so again, I just wonder the bottom line. Is this considered collusion? Like, I don't want to say collusion. Do you think that the city is working to get Umar Johnson's school closed down? Like they don't want to fool with it? Do you think Umar Johnson was tipped off? Like, what do you think is happening here? This is the email in 2025. The same guy she just interviewed was stating that they have been trying to keep up or reach out to Umar Johnson and they failed. Umar was on the Up There podcast saying that they didn't even want to respond to him when he was reaching out. And now we have Mary Ann doing an interview with this guy, asking all the questions, getting all the information. Why is that? What's happening here? I don't know. Sound off in the comments section. Listen, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. We have crossed that 6,000 threshold and we will be doing a celebration. So stay tuned to that. I want to thank everyone that has subscribed to the channel and have turned on the notification bell. We are on our way to 10,000. We ain't going to stop. We're going to keep on growing and we're going to keep on covering topics. And I think I got somebody else in mind that has been scamming, and I was following that person. And now I'm like, are you for real? I got to talk about it. So stay tuned. The Receipt Show with your boy KKC. We talked about deputy chief interview. Was Umar just warned? And I think he was. Hashtag where are the receipts? Don't listen to anybody that is not willing to present any type of receipts to help support what they are saying. Again, shout out to the replay gang. Hype up the video so that we can work our way on into the algorithm. And if you would like to help to keep the lights on, you can send a cash app to $ IMDKKC, where I will buy myself a salad or I will use to help keep the lights on. Also, you can send receipts and show topics to dkkctv@gmail.com. Also, make sure you watch Ifa Tunde Explained on Under the Crown for members only. I appreciate everybody for watching and tuning in. We have so much to talk about coming up. I believe we are going to be doing a members only soon. So shout out to all the members. I think we need to take a look at maybe breaking down some of the lawsuits that were brought up against Umar Johnson and how phony and crazy those was, and the fake documentation that was used. Because I see there are a lot of people that are getting close to certain content creators that doctored receipts and sent them to court. And they think those content creators are credible. If it's daytime where you are, make sure you have a great rest of the day on purpose. But if it's nighttime, stay cool like the other side of the pillow. This was the Receipt Show with your boy KKC, and I will catch you guys next time. I'm out of here. Peace.
The Receipt Show returns.
Requires inspection approval before occupancy. We verify structural integrity, electrical systems, and all fire protections first.
And until that sign off, no one can move in.
Correct. Safety comes before schedule.
How long does it usually take?
Depending on the complexity, anywhere from a few days to a couple of weeks. We don't compromise standards.
Still, without that certificate, the building cannot legally open.
Did someone give you a heads up?
I can't answer that.
Was this a warning?
You tell me.
William Clay got a nerve to have my videos on his website. It's pull-up time. Writing letters telling people I'm smoking crack. I went to jail for selling crack, smoking crack. I'm stealing school money. All right. Pull up crew. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I can handle the videos, but when you start going to the white man trying to sabotage my work and my profession, can't take that no more. Can't take that no more. I'm gonna take a few before I take a few questions.